Hey everyone. Oh, hiding everything real quick here, apparently. Unintentionally. Unintentionally. Gotta do my usual setup. A new version of social streams available. Maybe I'll set that up later. I don't know. The less I have to do, the better. For sure. This one. Multiple discords. Of course, for whatever reason, my arm is not burning today. Just my life. Things just... neck bends in weird ways and things happen. Don't have health problems. Best advice to anyone. Alright, what was I even doing? I think I was looking for bugs that need to be fixed. Unhide the chat. Oh. Gotta include the Discord link for everyone. Maybe eventually I'll become a consistent streamer again, though I've been consistent for a few days. Sorta. What is consistent, really? I don't really do it. I just pretend.
I think all the room thingies are off. Is it? I require this.
I need to start showing people's streams again. I need to block ads on Twitch again. Freaking. Oh, Twitch's ads are irritating.
They're not. Anyone puts up with them.
Let's grab an Oliver.
I need to include more story bits along the way too. It'll probably just be text-based story, honestly. I don't think it's going to be too complicated. Like, you'll show up and see characters talking, and that'll be kind of about it. It's not going to be like full-on cutscenes unless I make a bunch of money and can go back and add cutscenes. I need this location. It must just be wrong.
Probably it.
The amount of things I have here just to make the thing work.
We're waiting. We're waiting.
I guess I'm gonna include Charlotte's bedroom as the thing on here. Instead of having the fake door, maybe I just have her actual bedroom. I put a thing to hide it, but I probably should make it a place you hide and that you have to come back to later and explain more of a story later. I don't want to humanize her too quickly. Well, humanize is the wrong word. So much as just give her, you know... Well, I guess that's still humanizing, where you just give a reason why things are. Not an excuse so much as just that this is what happened type of scenario. And if that's the case, then you should just give the key to the hidden grotto. And I think I leave that out. Yeah, maybe that should be the case. I should also rotate him 90 degrees or something. He was actually negative. He's actually rotated 90 degrees anyway, so we'll do this and then change it. It's one direction or the other, so. Alright, and then how do I handle the dialogue again? It's been a minute right here. With my custom dialogue system. Set a different one off of YouTube. I was making a better one, but then I didn't. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that out. This is gonna be a place you come back to around chapter 4, which then means this doesn't have to be finished yet. Right, not chapter 4, but yeah, like chapter 3 return. And then I don't have to make the room yet. Or maybe potentially we'll get at it anyway. I guess it is a story room. Let me think about how I want the story to go on this one. It does have Charlotte's diary in there, and that's the problem with Charlotte's diaries. That would explain a lot. How quickly do I want to explain? I also don't have a lot of story by this point too, so this would become like one of the more major story points that's finally given after like 2 hours in. Otherwise you meet up with Tinka a bunch of times, she explains things, and maybe I can have some NPCs around to explain things. But what am I going to do with this room if I let you in here?
Maybe I should take all the faces on the walls in the Forbidden Toys room and instead put them in here and have them start whispering, you know, to, like, you know, help them and save them and things like that. What's rigged to open these up? This should be keys, right? Gotta remind myself how I did certain things. Apparently this isn't connected in. I think I do keep it. I do want to include some sort of plot in here, and after a boss I kind of want to... Seems like a perfect time to really start saying something. Even though it's not done yet. Seems like a good call. The other door keys. I'll keep the story as it was. I just don't want to make any more 11th hour changes, you know? Like, I'm good. 11th hour changes are bad.
Yeah, that's what I need. Actually, why is that a secret passage and not just a door? Like, I can understand this one being a secret passage, how people don't really know about it, but the Forbidden Toys room would be its own separate area? Hey, Shrom TV, how's it going? I know I did wrong. Making it so that Charlotte's bedroom is involved in the first chapter. It's like a story bit after you beat the second boss. Gotta include more stuff in the game for where like story happens. Also gotta work on this room, it's just in a pure concept phase. You should open again. Did I name it wrong? Might have misspelled it, I guess. I did. But yep, I'm back after like months of health problems and not really streaming. Back until more health problems, probably. Nope. I'm having trouble, like, you know, walking and a bunch of health problems back in the fall, and basically spent the last 6 months not really working on the game. So dealing with those, so I'm back. But unfortunately the game is not really progressed since then. Like, I did a small amount of work in that time, but I'm nowhere close to where the demo was. Demo was going to be like, was originally going to be in fall. But alas, I am now 6 months behind. Making certain these doors actually work. I just had to switch to secret passages. Not exactly. I pretty much just let people know in the Discord whenever I'm gonna go live. I've been trying to go live around 2 a.m. Pacific. Most days out of the week. Not the weekends though, but a lot of the days. It's been pretty tentative. That's definitely the best way to keep track of what I'm doing. Problem is my health problems are always so inconsistent. I think I'm doing good and then they just hit me again. It's like, oh, never mind. I will finish this game. It will happen. Exactly. You know, I lost like 2.5 years to health problems over the course of my game dev. I've been delayed for longer than this game has been worked on. So, doing real good. To be fair, a lot of that time was actually during the working on the other game that never ended up happening. But that was actually the game that really got delayed. This game didn't come about until after the worst of the health problems. I'm gonna have some sort of thing for the diary here, and then I guess a key. But hopefully I can get the playtest together at some point. I was trying to really fix up the early portion of the game. But I mean, this is up to 2 hours in for me, so that would mean that it's probably way longer for a normal person. So I guess that's a good time to start explaining some story things a little more. That's a thing I realized that was happening is didn't really plan spaces for story to happen. A lot of it's just on the back of Tinka and the occasional NPC you meet. That's fine, I guess, but it's pretty hard to have anything too in depth. I think I want more of these. You know, I think I just want the same look in this room, except for maybe not these giant heads. I put them in there as a potential maybe, but this room needs to be special. I'm gonna grab a doll face and run with it. Come with me if you want to live. I'm also gonna grab a smoke. Now let's grab doll faces first. Are these not random? I thought they randomed. Okay, get rid of that nab mash. It's driving me crazy. I made the mistake of rotating the building to fix the map issues, and it's caused a whole bunch of problems that I've been slowly fixing as I find them. Things that just prevent you from even progressing in the game, because things spawn in the wrong location because they expect the other location and it's not there anymore. I will make it all work though, I swear. I swear I will. These are just all different ones? That can't be right. Hey ID, how's it going? Oh. Say the M word. Morning? Like 2:37 a.m. here. Don't say that. Oh god. 2:37. That's terrible. This one random. Guess when I dupe it, it randoms. Okay. Just at work? Nice, nice. Any job that lets you watch Twitch while doing it is
the best. Or are you? Yeah, on Twitch game.
10 a.m. there? Yeah, some of us are weird night owls who just hang out, you know, working on games at 2 in the morning. I think I started my stream at 2 a.m. I don't know why. I just...
More zany then.
The game dev mood, take your pick. I don't like these giant head thingies much, so I'm probably gonna shrink them down and put them on something. Maybe on a pole or something. Oh, nice.
What games you worked on? I mean, if you can say.
Doll heads make everything better. Let no one tell you different. Maybe some bones or something. I don't know. Like Wednesday Addams' room if she was a ghost. Like dolls. I guess nothing like Wednesday Addams. I guess I could make him rotate and watch people. That's kind of fun. Look at this crap here. I have a rotating thing already. Oh, oops. I duplicated this thing a whole bunch of times and it's in both the wrong room and the wrong thing. The wrong data layer. Charlotte's room and then add to this data layer.
Who's worked on COTW, the Angler? What is COTW? Ever since I became a game dev, I don't even play games anymore. I'm working on a game I can't disclose yet. I heard WWE fans in the Philippines are eating it with falls of late. There's a new release. Oh. Nice, nice. All of the Wild. Alright, alright. So, All the Wild Angler? What is this game you speak of? The trailer. I'm gonna keep the copy of this song because I like this song so far. My collection's there, and then what is the Android making my own game? Nice, nice. What sort of game are you making? Check out the trailer to this All the Wild Angler game.
What do we got?
Any game dev worth his salt finds ways to get distracted at any possible turn.
What is it about your hobby that keeps you coming all the way out here? Is it the freedom? Wandering in search of that perfect spot?
I suspect I would die out there.
You've made your own path through these hills. Tasted the fresh water of our lakes, our rivers.
Trackmania with Sonic Mirror's Edge?
Water with
Mirror's Edge?
friends at sunrise and help the locals long past.
I can see how Sonic and Mirror's Edge goes together. I don't know much about what Trackmania even is.
Coming back.
So it might play well.
At this spot,
You got a trailer or something?
idea what's lurking beneath the surface. But there's only one way to find out. Whether whether it's the one you write home about or the one that gets away.
I'd let that one get away.
Feeling is what gets you hooked.
I wanted to pull up a giant, like, a fish that just goes and eats the whole boat, and that's how the story ends.
You never know what
Master of the days, getting motivated to feel right. Proper struggle, that's fair.
it's caught.
Until it's caught.
The Angler.
It's like a legit game. Nice, nice. Must be cool to work on a game that's actually, you know, of reasonable scope. And get paid for it. There's that whole get paid for it thing. I'm sure that's probably the best part. Oh, don't select the. Oh, why did I do all those ones? I don't need all of them. Just one, please. Just one, please. Yes. Might make these where you have to hop your way up them too. I don't know. That's possible. Oh, that's right. I had all those other things that I had from that room that I got rid of. Oh, I have some plans now.
Isn't we refactoring whole movement system and not fixing all the values? Well,
Yeah. Refactoring is just, man, I only do it when it's absolutely necessary. Too easy to fall down a rabbit hole of it just never getting done. Like your game just never progresses because you're just like, well, it could be better. I know it can be better. There's still plenty of dumpster code near from when I first started. We don't talk about that code. I think we're running out. I'm gonna take a quick bio break real fast. I'll be right back. I drink way too much stuff right before the stream. Mistakes were made.
That's another sort of refactored movement states for collecting.
That sucks. Wing, yay! I guess I jumped onto that screen. First load is the worst load. Woohoo! I'm just bouncing on the couches because I can. Don't judge me.
Yeah, you can't really make that.
Yeah, at one point I took my movement out and I just took the movement from the game animation sample, and let me tell you,
It's glorious. Absolutely glorious.
I'm just gonna steal this out of this room. Just steal it. Straight up steal it. No, what the fuck? Really? There it is. Shook. These planes. Yes, yes. The planes. The planes. The planes. Keep the creepy going. This room's in such a concept phase. I need to first get the concept to a little more to like what I want, and then make it more game ready after that.
So you set character rotation and follow moon direction and toggle it off.
Maybe. I don't know. Not sure if that would be all that great. Welcome to the game animation sample. It follows the camera. So she strays because I'm moving with the camera, because I'm used to fighting in combat and everything like that. A lot of times she's meleeing things down and everything like that too. But you control the camera, so if you want to run forward and not stray, if you just move the camera. In most cases, you want to be able to see what's in front of you, because you'll have to deal with random enemies and the like. I haven't set to not spawn right now. She has bash, it seems, the giant hammer. Actually, she has a lot of abilities if you want to really get crazy. Lots of weird abilities. Some of them are shooting things. Some of them, telekinesis, impaling enemies, making weird things behind her. You know, she's got lots of weird shit. Like making clones of herself that dance. And then blowing them up. Wow. As soon as it loads for the first time. Unreal Engine doesn't like to do the immediate load on things. It works great when it's in the actual game, but... Blood everywhere. Oh yeah, this one lets you dash in the air. Maybe that's where I'll give you air dash. I'm just futzing around. It's hard to dislodge these things sometimes. Well, I mean, you can see it from all angles if you want to rotate the camera. When she's not moving, the camera will let you do whatever you want. This is actually Epic's own movement system from their game animation sample. It's just a game animation sample pack, so GASP would be the acronym you're looking for. I haven't really ever heard it called that. I've only ever heard it called the game animation sample pack. It's got the motion matching and all that stuff. And it works up pretty good. How else am I gonna have like 500 movements, right? Why is this plane unclickable? I hate it. All my homies hate it too. In fact, I can cheat. Look at that. Add it to that data layer instead. Not sure if I want it in the other one. I guess I sort of do. Yeah. When in doubt, just run with it. I just did some tweaks so I could mix in with my own, you know, stuff. Mostly I just blended the top half of the animation. I don't know. They keep changing all these systems. I ain't gonna worry about learning much of anything because there's a new one that came out that I should probably update to, and I still haven't done that yet because I don't care. I don't care. I could care, but hear me out. I don't. Maybe. Nah. Possibly. Nah. I should have 180'd that. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I like the fire and forget solutions. They're very nice. Would recommend. Anyone who says different, hey, their game has never going to get finished. That's my explanation. Yeah, I'm just putting the fog everywhere in this room. Just so it kind of blocks everything off a bit. I need to actually shrink it some. Also need to put in stuff so she can jump her way up because she doesn't have access to a lot of the things at this point. Yeah. Exactly that. Everyone who shows up has an idea of how the game should be. Some of the ideas are good. Some of the ideas just don't work with my game. Not that they're bad, they just don't work with my game necessarily, but some ideas are just, I just like how it is better. I guess I don't really want a clock here. What I actually would want would be, I guess if I'm gonna hide a secret in here. It doesn't have to be acquirable on this trip. It's a Metroidvania, so things don't have to be acquirable when they first get here. This room is in fact still in concept, but I want to have an idea of where I want them to be able to jump to. Don't know why I need these bookshelves there. I guess I could make the... There's no door here, that's unfortunate. I can use the pipes on top of these doors in order to run across them as an option. I could bend those things around. That's true. Like if I have an area to run around on top here and everything like that, like an extra set of tracks to run around on top of. This is gonna be a story room anyway, because basically there's a ghost girl who's like the de facto ruler of this place, and she, like, you know, harasses you at various points. She plays games with you at various points. And she's ginormous. And near the end of this chapter you get to see her, you know, inside her room that I'm currently building. Everything's in data layers, so these are all here. It's just that I can't load it all at once because it's too many things. You can see that everything's actually really here. The part I'm working on takes me about 2 hours to reach in the game, and I know where everything is, so yeah, you see all these things are actually really here. I just kind of load them up. Outside world, yay! No one cares. I'm working on a room for the ghost girl you can see in here. That first load is the worst load. The actual game gets like 70 to 90 FPS on a 1060. But in Unreal Engine, when you first start it up, Takes a second. After that, never takes it again, but... I need an ab mesh down. Nobody can move without that. Well, that's not true. Later versions of her fly. Those ones can move. I haven't added any new mechanics in a while. There's so many already. I've actually been getting rid of some because there was originally going to be 66 of them. But I was just showing the new guy, the Charlotte, the ghost girl. She got me. I need to get a better animation for it, but I don't have an animation studio. Yes, this is Ghost Girl. It's huge. Yep. This is actually the first room where you have to, like, you know, do battle with her. She's just playing a game with you. She's playing tag. That's fair, but that's this big old game. And not every mechanic is... If these are, like, you know, abilities that Poppet has that are all very game-altering. I mean, telekinesis is a mechanic, but at some point, there's so many of them and there's nowhere to use them. That's the big problem that you run into. So I need to provide more locations where I can use this stuff. But I mean, the game can only be so big if I want the game to be done ever. I didn't unlock that door? That's unfortunate. He's hiding over there. Made that. I can't wait till I have sound effects for it, but I need a voice actress. And I'm not doing that yet until I have an idea exactly what I want her to say, because I don't have much of a budget, you know? Hopes and dreams. I got lots of those. Did I give myself abilities?
Do that. Many love to having something to do.
Well, I mean, you can use like AI voices to change your stuff like that. It doesn't sound very good. The voice converters I've heard sound like absolute garbage. They tend to miss a lot of voice inflection. Like, then there's the AI ones that just, you know, directly talk for you. But those are, I mean, they're good placeholders for sure. Like I have some in here right now as placeholders. Until I can afford a real voice actress. Wow. It's not that I can't afford one now, it's that I don't know what I want her to say yet. So until I know what I want her to say, I'm not paying a bunch of money. Hear me out on this one. But the sound effects will make a big difference in the game, I'm sure. I'm missing one, huh? What am I missing? Oh, I'm at a curse. Probably some sound effect to go with that. I think that was actually the last one I needed. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go hide now. I actually know why I'm playing through this part here. I already tested it earlier and it works. I gotta get the new rooms together and then go and fix all the weird broken crap that is with all the levels. RBCs? Well, most of the time it would just cut out like with all the ones that were, you know, recording me saying this stuff. Like they would get weird little bits that didn't quite catch right and everything like that. It just never seemed very good. It wasn't high enough quality for sure. Also, I'm not a professional voice actor, which means that it will never be anywhere near as good as the professionals for sure. But maybe. But if I'm using AI to convert my voiceover, there's no difference than just using AI voices at that point. You're still using AI in the game. And it's still going to get the same, you know, warnings on Steam saying, hey, blah, 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 using AI. I guess you don't have to put those, but people get real upset if you don't. I'm not going that way. I saw her. I don't know, Speechify has pretty good AI voices to just have it, you know, have it do it for you. It gets a lot of the voice inflections. Not great in some instances. It doesn't do drama very well, for sure. True. But being a scumbag is not something I'm looking to do. Where you don't, you know, report your use of things. That just gives, you know, people a bad name. The Speechify ones are pretty good. I was surprised. They're definitely going to be used for the placeholder stuff. Yeah, I just wouldn't pick up a lot of the stuff when I was doing it. Like it wasn't, the quality was really not very good. Didn't even come close to matching the quality of Speechify. I tested quite a while. But to be fair, all the AI voice acting sounds absolutely terrible, including the AI conversion stuff. It just sounds like hot garbage. I may have to fix this. And every time I hear it in a video, it's just so grating. The AI bubble cannot burst sooner, for sure. Tired of them swapifying YouTube with it. And all the social media. I don't like any of it. All the little AI music is just, it's so mathematical. It lacks all soul. Every time I hear it, like, it took me the longest time to figure out what I hated about it so much, because on paper it doesn't sound bad. But it just grates on me every time I hear it for some reason. And it just came down to it was just so perfectly mathematical that it just was hard to listen to. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. No. This is one of the things I need to fix. And people can use it. I've just been slowly shying away from anything that uses it because it just bugs me. Not that people use it, just hearing it bugs me. Oh gosh, not another weird Trump thing. I'm so tired of all the weird Trump crap. It's been like, what, 12 years of that shit? I think it's only been 10. He's on his second thing, but even the 4 years he wasn't in office, it was more of that. And I'm just like, it stopped being funny years ago. Now it's just old. I know what I need. Well, I mean, it's already bursting. A lot of companies are losing money, and they're discovering that AI isn't really very good at much of anything. But the companies really need it to work because they've invested so much. I mean, but the company behind ChatGPT is on the verge of bankruptcy or something silly like that. That's what I was hearing. I was like, not surprising. They went really big, but with no proof that they could make any profit. And at some point, you do actually have to make profit, or your stock collapses.
be interesting to see. I mean, Microsoft's pulling back from Copilot because it's garbage. Nobody uses it. Claude can't code worth a damn, other than like the most tiny little projects. Completely worthless, because then it leaves you with something that doesn't scale well and you have no idea what it made, so you have to spend time figuring it out. Gemini, I don't even know what's up with Gemini. I don't even care. People use that crap? I don't even know. But honestly, I'm like, eh. I mean, you can only absorb so much. Right now, there's so many hundreds of billions of dollars in value between all the AI companies that can only absorb so much. What'll really happen is this world has hit a recession. It'll be worse than the stock market with the housing thing. Worse than the '08 crisis with the dot-com bubbles. And don't get me wrong, it'll be just like the dot-com thing. Websites didn't go away. It's just they had to prove they had to make profit. And that's what AI will happen. All the companies that didn't make profit will collapse. We'll have a recession. And all the companies that manage to make profit will stay around, just like with the websites. For the AI companies, I have no idea. I need washroom, and then PCs, I guess, is where I put them, and then the painting blocker. And the location is just way off. So I'm gonna grab a painting blocker and set it somewhere. Maybe right here. I guess these rotate themselves automatically, so it doesn't make a big difference if I rotate it or if it rotates itself. Not wrong. Wrong at all. I actually just need the location. Yeah. The thing is they can't, you know, just because they have that much in total things available doesn't mean they can soak up all the losses of all these other things. Like, it's often in a bunch of companies that they have. I mean, at some point the price just collapses on OpenAI. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if people invest in it. If the company proves no value, then other people will keep bailing out on it, and you'll see the price collapse. And then once the stock isn't worth enough, they can't get loans big enough to pay for all the stuff they want to do, and their company falls apart. Bail them out, you mean buy them out? I'm pretty certain you meant buy them out. It'll be just like with the bank issues, you know, with all the housing market crash, where they bailed out all the banks and the banks used the money to buy out the other smaller banks. So you'll see all the AI people solidify around the ones that actually find a way to make money. That's just it. The stock price collapses and then they're not worth the money. They don't spend the stock money. That's not how it works. That's not liquid cash for them to spend. That is not how stocks work at all. No. They take out loans against that valuation there. The only way they can get money out of stocks is if they buy the stocks off people. Otherwise, they don't have that money. It's a loan. But it's a loan with the money collapses. Like, if their thing falls below, they owe the money. Like, you can't just take all the money out of those stocks and then be like, oh, look, the stock price collapsed. Too bad. No. It's not liquid cash. They have to take like loans against what they're supposedly worth. I'll tell you, well, the index funds didn't save the houses. They didn't save the dot-coms. Index funds don't save that stuff. Just because you're invested in it doesn't keep the stock price up. Stock prices are often just governed by whatever people say at the time, too. News and everything like that. So it's... yeah, only so much. And also, those companies will pull out if they're losing money. They have no incentive to keep AI alive. They pull out when they're going to lose a bunch of money. That's how they're worth trillions. They don't ride it to the bottom. They don't keep the stuff alive.
no, a bunch of the banks were collapsing. Their stock prices were nothing. They got bailouts during the housing crash. And then they used that money to buy out smaller banks. But that was their stock prices collapsing. I need this. People lost their shirts and that stuff. Funny to watch, for sure. But, you know, whatever. I don't need 2 copies of this. I only need the one. Needs to go... Where do I want this one? Do I also want it up here, or do I want it sitting over here? I kind of want something here, but it's in front of a window, and that's kind of weird to block a window. I guess I could put it over here on the sink.
You said all AI these companies are literally bleeding money, and honestly, there really isn't much opportunity that companies can do to monetize it other than paying for tokens. Optimization of the economy sucks and isn't reliable. Got some uses, also massive opportunities. Yeah, exactly. They're just so into it because they need it to succeed. And whoever successfully makes money off it will probably be one of the last ones standing, but they have to do it in a way where they don't lose their shirts in the process. Because, you know, at some point, the investors demand money. And when you don't provide, your stock collapses and your company goes under. And the big companies that buy things out don't buy out stuff that's failing. They buy out the stuff that's doing well. That's their plan. They buy out the things that actually are worth money. That's how they've made money. They're not there to rescue anybody. They don't care. They don't have an invested interest in AI. Like I said, I don't think you quite understand the stock market there, buddy. It's not. Buying it out doesn't keep the stock price up. Not at all. They also won't buy everything on it. All it will do is cause them to lose a fortune. And they're saving something that doesn't matter. Like, yeah. And people only buy the things, like, all the investor bros are only buying to make money. They don't give a shit about AI either. The only people who really give a shit about AI are people in India who are going to try to scam you with it and slopify YouTube. And, you know, the big tech companies that think it's the next greatest thing, even though it's so far proving to be almost worthless. I'll say it's almost worthless at this point. Yeah. The thing about pension funds is, you know, they've got board of directors. Like, you know, they have a fiduciary duty to make certain that they make money for their investors. So they have to pull out if something's collapsing. They can't just sit on it. Or they go to jail. Board directors don't like to go to jail. They get sued into oblivion and I mean, we're already seeing the AI bubble collapse pretty hard as companies can't manage to hold afloat because of the fact that it just doesn't do anything. I suspect ones like Grok will survive, not because I think Grok does anything, so much as I think that X just has so much, you know, money that they can afford to lose it on that. I don't think ChatGPT survives because they have nothing. I think that Microsoft will just buy them probably. And I think Gemini will survive purely because Google has too much money. Well, Alphabet has too much money. Beyond that, I don't think a lot of the little chumpy ones like Claude are going to make it. Yep, 5 years is nothing in the world of stock, text, and things like that. It's just, there's... already like we've already got some years into AI too, so I mean it's people over invested. It's literally the dot-com bubble all over again. We've seen it before. They're like, oh my god, tech going to be so good, and then the tech proves to be not that good, or they just have a lot of dumb ideas with it. People lose a lot of money. The next big idea comes along. Yeah. And now Bitcoin is just eating it so hard. It's like worth half its value or something dumb. From what its height was. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you invested in it when it was like $1,000 or something, you're still rolling in it. But I don't know. Yeah, 5 years ago was a long time. Got up to 120,000. I was looking at it today. Now it's down to like 60,000 or so. Yeah. Crazy. I gotta make these things tougher. They're not very tough. Oh, high level though. You can fall off. Oh, I should be using this. I know what I'm doing. Yep. Seems like it works to me. I thought I had double jump. I don't have double jump. I felt like an idiot. I get it. That one's on me. I also can't do jump very well. Very bad at my own game. 0 out of 10. Why are enemies spawning in here again? I am in the right room, right? Yeah, the washroom, sure. Aha. I don't know if it's easier. It's pretty easy to just walk into a building and toss money in slots. It's definitely smarter to gamble with stocks, but if you're a good investor, you don't gamble. If you're a bad investor, you gamble. A good investor looks at all the stuff where it's like, you know, this is tried and true stuff that over time does well, and then they just keep their money in it and watch it go up. A bad investor sits there and tries to jump on the latest trend and hope it works. Why was that one so weak? Like it died like a little bitch. I thought I fixed that problem. Yeah. I mean, it's buy low, sell high. Save the last dollar for the next guy. I invest in collectibles, so I understand all too well making money off investments. Hell, I've made a living off of it literally for 10 years now? Just investing? Collectibles? Not that I could take multiple years of doing nothing because of health problems. I seem to have plenty of health. Mostly I just invest in Magic the Gathering. The weird cardboard crack. It's a cardboard crypto, pretty much. Seems like it. To be fair, a lot of crypto bros invest in it too, so. Did I set enemies to spawn in here intentionally? Did I? No, there's a spawn table. Okay, well I guess I just wanted a spawn table in there. I thought it was a bug. Nope. Exactly. It costs nothing to... I can trade magic cards back and forth wherever I want. As long as I, you know, cash isn't involved, you know, I don't have to pay any taxes. And I do pay my taxes, because the IRS will eventually come for you, especially when you mysteriously have money and no other source of income. Pay your taxes. Bad idea otherwise, they will come for you. But you can trade them all day long in a Q value and never have to... It never turns into cash. Until you decide you need money. And most of the time I don't need money, because all my hobbies are cheap. Well, maybe not cheap on my health. I don't know about this game dev thing. It doesn't seem very cheap on my health, if you know what I'm saying. Oh my god. seems absolutely terrible for health. I mean, I used to go on hikes before the health problems, and that's basically free. I like ping pong. You know, it costs $40 a month for a ping pong membership. I'm just saying. $40 for the whole month. The government has a lot of influence on pretty much all the funds. And stocks. Government does something and you watch all the prices go all over the place. I was bringing up my to-do list. Yeah, I did this one here. Maybe I'll fix some of the bugs while I think about how I want to make Charlotte's room work. Nah, trust me. The government can start handing money all over the place, can start wars. You know, you'd be surprised how much they can just change anything. Especially the US government. If there's ever a government that can just completely foobar something. About that. Is this actually off? It doesn't look off. Is it inside here? I think it actually is a bit off. Honest people want to gamble away. Personally, I want to make money by creating a product, having service, provides value to people. Same kind of stick for those who stock, yeah, that's fair. You know, I guess I'm out of there, man. Oh, it seems fine. The, I mean, I provide a service mostly getting people magic cards they want, and I just happen to make, you know, money trading them with them. The fact that the cards act like a gambling thing is its own, well, its own, like, I guess act like a stock market is its own thing, for sure. But, yeah, it does suck that people can just, you know, make infinite money off those things and never do anything, and then, yeah, I got tagged. Not so good. I need to see if I can jump up here and trigger this or not. That's what I was trying to do. You don't have to make a physical product. Not all products are physical. I'm inside a pillar. I mean, sure, I'm making a game and that's not physical. And eventually I'm hoping that at some point that provides value to people. So I am making a thing. Just like he's talking about. Okay, this is actually perfectly fine. Okay. True. Exploiting dumb people is where the money comes from. And just about everything. The dumber the people, the more money you'll make off them. Why do you call it the? Hey Nexus. How's it going? Yeah, we got the spice like that. I mean, you know, it's all in good fun. People having like all the exciting things like that. Yeah. As long as people are kicked back and chat about whatever you want. If people are like attacking each other, I'd probably be like, I shouldn't talk about that. But otherwise, I don't care. Makes it interesting too, because I mean, it gives me something to think about while I'm doing this. Yeah, there's a lot of services out there you can start pretty cheap. I've had one of my girlfriends started a massage business, and that costs her basically a bit of training. So it was like, I think $2,000 worth of training, and the price of a table, which I think was like $300, and then an office she was renting for about $350 a month. She bought a desk or something, so maybe another 100 in there, and a chair, so toss another 100 on that. And, you know, her entire startup cost was less than $3K. The services are actually really easy to start. And I started my trade service by, I had like, I think, I don't know, 3,000 worth of magic cards. I was actually just trading at shops. And I just kept trading cards, and eventually I accrued so much value that I would just turn it into a business. So my initial investment wasn't very high, and I just kind of did it as a side gig until it became so good that I did it as just my gig. And you get so excited, you're having this great conversation, and then Streambo just has to go in and screw it up. You're just having a good time, and then you just gotta ban a loser. Damn. Well, cost always gets transferred onto these things like that. It's just you can make the labor cost cheaper to make it more affordable than the other options. You don't have to make it affordable overall. You just have to make it more affordable than everyone else. And then people will come to you. If you have the best deal in town, there are people who want that. If people didn't want it, the prices on hardware wouldn't be so high. For sure. That's fine. You're not buying Steam machines to resell or anything. You're acquiring the parts for cheaper areas like that, because Steam has to do it at scale. Whereas, you know, a random person can be looking for deals off of eBay or whatever and building stuff locally and just be a better deal. They don't have to build the number of computers, you know, that Steam is to make money. I mean, if they build 100 computers and get like 10% of that, that's still a good chunk of change, you know, like, be surprised. Small businesses, you can make a lot less money and still do fine. Yeah, exactly. Spectrum depends on target audience. Yeah, exactly that. It's like a bug that is not there. I just thought it was. But it looks like it's fine. I think it's because one of the things loaded into my face and screwed up a test. Did I fix Patrick's initial start point? Valve offers OS up for downloads, so you can build on. I thought you could download Steam OS. I could have sworn you could, right? I mean, people tell me that they did. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. It wouldn't be the first time I was wrong on something. Goodness knows. I'm pretty dumb. I'm wrong on all sorts of stuff. I'm just confident enough to say it into a microphone, and you know, hope that that's enough to convince people that I'm right. Anyone? Yeah, that's what I thought. Just remember a friend of mine mentioning that they were installed it on something. He installed it on the, he had one of the ROGs. And he said it was so much better than Windows. Well, the thing is, you don't care about NVIDIA support because NVIDIA doesn't really make good processors that, you know, have graphics in them. So AMD's, all it has to really is support. Because Steam machines don't have dedicated graphics cards. So Valve's translation layer for Windows to Linux. What was that called? Proton, right? Proton's the only is the lane? Yeah. It's pretty good. I mean, I've tested Linux. The last time I tested Linux was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was already basically enough to play every game I wanted to play. So I had no problems with either graphics card. I have an NVIDIA and an AMD, so I got to experience the joy of both. I used Mint OS, and it worked great. There was like maybe actually I don't think I encountered a game I couldn't run. I was using Letras though for most of the games though, because a lot of the games I was running were through the Epic Store. And you could use Letras to install the Epic Store, and then from within that you could have it install games and they would work. So I played a bunch of games that way. Letras is great. It basically just configures wine for you. It's a wine configuration tool that does all the work. So I don't have to be smart. Yeah, NVIDIA works just fine on well, the Linux things I've tried. I haven't tried SteamOS though. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
But I guess to be fair, they made it for the Steam machine, and the Steam machine has an AMD processor with built-in graphics. So I guess that's probably why NVIDIA isn't really well supported. They do have Linux drivers though, and it is just an installation of Linux, so I don't see why you couldn't just install it as well. These meant for game dev? It's Unreal's on Unreal is actually on Linux, but when I last used Linux, Unreal was not on Linux. So I've never tested it. I've kind of looked at some videos for it, and my current thoughts on it are basically that Unreal has a compiled version, and it's behind. Like, it doesn't quite get the update. It doesn't quite work as well as the other ones there. That sounds terrible. Also, the whole Epic launcher does not work directly in there. So you have to download all the stuff and install it yourself for all the packs and everything. So it's that one extra layer of annoyance. Like, I don't understand why Epic can't make their launcher work on it. But I have to install it through Letras, and then I guess Letras could... I don't actually know if Letras could actually do it or not. Like, if it would actually find the right locations to do it. I'd have to look and see, but it takes a lot of effort to set all that up. Unrelated doesn't work well with Vulkan, I hear? It's probably fair. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of people testing it. I know you can enable Vulkan in the options for your game. That's true. You can support. But I haven't really put it to the test. I do think that with Steam pushing, you know, more Linux, that Valve, well, not Valve, that Epic will have more incentive to do it. I mean, after all, they did make a version of Unreal Engine native to Linux, so obviously they heard something. They're like, oh, you know, come to think of it, maybe we should support this. I think in the future, if, you know, Linux gets its head out of its ass, maybe it comes together a little more so that there's like one like major one to support. That's the problem as a dev. It's like, okay, so which Linux version do I support? How many are there? Oh, I can't support all those. I'm not going to test all those. I'm gonna test for like Windows and maybe like the most popular version of Linux, and everyone else, you out in the cold. Forums and people complain about those. I mean, yeah, I've already watched YouTube videos of people trying to dev on Linux just to see. And well, I'm using Windows now. That had to tell you what I saw. It did not look like a good day for those people at all. Maybe a few years down the road, I'm not going to be one of the early adopters. Honestly, if there'd be laptops, PCs shipping with SteamOS for cheaper than price of Windows pre-installed system, I can see it. But yeah, that's kind of what Valve is doing. The whole, you know, RAM price thing really screwed up the whole adoption of Linux, though, because if those, you know, Steam machines had come out for way cheaper without that RAM problem, oh my gosh, it'd have been bad news for Windows, because most people just play games in their PCs anyway. I really haven't looked into it for who ships for what, but the real trick is you just build the things yourself, except for laptops, obviously. But you can also take things like, you could take your Chromebook and you could put Linux on it too, if you want cheap. Yeah. That they do. There might come a day, though, where people just think that the extra... they would pay $70 just to remove Windows from their machine. There are days where I think that. I don't use Windows 11. If it came down to Windows 11 or Linux, I'd be on Linux right now. That thing is awful. I'm sitting on 10 until they fix Windows 11 or Linux gets good enough that I want to switch. Or until I have no hope and I have to switch. So PCs are pretty expensive now. Look at my NAS and hard devices don't make them... Interesting. I mean... pretty much everything. I imagine the prices have definitely gone up for sure, but at the same time, you still save something on labor because those companies got to make something. So usually you save at least some amount of money. Thanks for following me, guys. PB, how's it going? Just in time for our discussions about Linux and Unreal Engine and all the glorious things involved with
Things not developing? Huh? Off developing? Nice, nice.
can't develop all the time. Otherwise, you know, you don't have time to play games, right? Hang out in chats and things like that. This guy's spawning the wrong location, right? It's off to the side a bit.
I don't think I'd buy a Steam controller for $100. I don't really think the Steam controller is that neat, to be honest. Any Steam controller?
Yeah. It just seems like a controller to me. It's fine, but it doesn't seem that nice to me. I don't know. Like, it's cool, but eh. I think he spawns right around here. This is not what's dictating where he's spawning. I think he's being told to spawn off to the side. Come here, Patrick. I need you for a second. Okay, well, I guess, you know, he doesn't show his thing until way later, but
maybe it should start coming back down. They should be pricing. Yeah, I'm expecting it to come down quite a bit.
apparently there's a lawsuit against the 3 major RAM manufacturers because they're creating an artificial shortage.
It's going to be Cam 2. I don't actually know what Cam 2 is. Needs to streamline a PC connection with TV. Need mouse sometimes, trackpads.
That's fair. I mean, you know, if you got multiple uses, then I could totally see it. I'm just used to using, you know, my PC for everything, so I don't ever pay attention to much of anything else. But if you got additional uses, we don't even have a regular TV in this house. No, that's wrong. In one of the side rooms, there's a regular TV that nobody's ever used. It's just sitting there. It's been there longer than the than I've been here at this place. It's not a very big TV. I think it's like a 32-inch, and I already have like a 27-inch monitor that's like yay far from my face, so you know, like. Oh, it's relative. It's relative. I forgot. I'm dumb. I was about to make a critical error, but in reality, all I need to do is move this over to the side. So it's more accurate.
Cam 2 is a form factor that lays flat on the motherboard. Unified form factor from the smaller form factors and desktops. Pretty low power. Nice.
What you're saying is my future tablets are going to be much stronger.
Servers for servers now. I'll make laptop Mario for Intel. Okay.
I think I still have DDR4 RAM, by the way. I bought this stuff like around like a little after COVID.
Yeah, during the COVID time for sure.
Some of the stuff I got, I think, just before COVID. I mean, it already runs everything. It's fine. I don't need to upgrade anything. Until I find something that doesn't run well or something breaks, nothing's getting updated.
We have limited DDR6 storage size. 512, nice.
I didn't watch where he spawned. I was reading the message.
Mistakes were made.
If I'm pretty much, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like, and I actually don't want my computer to be too powerful for testing because I want people to run it. I used to have a 1060 graphics card on an office computer that I was testing with, and I tested this game on that before I ended up selling that computer. But we have a ROG around here, so I'll try to get to work on the ROG. Hey, still off to the side. I figure if it works on the ROG, that's only marginally better than a Steam machine, so. So that should probably be acceptable, I would assume. Maybe it's using this instead. Yeah, just because production stopped doesn't mean you can't still buy it for a while yet. But yeah.
It's always aftermarket stuff. I tried to test my game on 4th gen i7. It ran well. Got somebody to try it on a CO2 Oh god.
I threw up in the back of my mouth at the concept of a CRT monitor. I just thought I'd point that out to you. You may continue. Yeah, okay, that's better. I didn't see a screen shake. There's just me. There's like no screen shake. Very sad. Yeah, I demand
something that's a little newer than CRT. Oh man, until recently we had one of those old CRT TVs in this room. Because my office is like what was originally the junk room. My friend, inherited this place from his grandmother, and he was just a hoarder. Like, there was this huge CRT TV there, and you're just like, nobody wanted to get rid of it because we had to move it. Nobody wanted to move that it was so heavy. It was like, no, my back hurts at the thought of it. Oh my god. About having temperature reduction spike and stuff else, yeah. Look. I got talked at by a bot over on Kick. I'm so happy that a bot talked to me on Kick. Yes, yes. Let me just go ahead and ban that bot. Off the boat, little bot. Off the boat. Oh, 27 inch, 2020 Tron. Oh, I'd rather just emulate it. I just would. I don't care. I know it's not the same experience, but I don't miss that experience at all. Yeah, it also has terrible resolution too. Which doesn't really matter on old Super Nintendo games and the like, but you know what? Those emulated Super Nintendo games look amazing on my things, and especially you can also upscale them too. Not that I want to play a Super Nintendo game or anything of the sort, but
Interesting.
Never really thought about that part. Last time I saw something on CRTV, I was watching an angry video game nerd video. Oh yeah. You're in games on integrated graphics, yeah? Integrated graphics are really good. They really are.
You'd be surprised.
You basically don't even necessarily need a graphics card. As long as you have good RAM and integrated graphics. Of course, RAM price is so expensive, Ah, yes, plasmas. The weird temperamental TV that if you turned it the wrong way, like to its side too much, you could break them. Plasmas. But it would overheat. Those things. Don't miss plasmas one bit either. I'm going to order another really nice monitor because we're talking about such bad monitors. The thought of it makes me want to protect myself by shielding myself with yet another good monitor. Yeah, definitely, yeah. I think GPU is very good and run at 61. Oh.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Most games,
we really capped out on the graphical quality about back in the Batman Arkham days, and ever since then everything's been kind of not really an improvement. Well, there's a second-hand market. I'd say there's 90% of the time it's a bad decision. I mean, second-hand tech is usually a questionable decision. I'll say it. It's if I buy an open box from one of the big stores where I know they'll refund it or whatever if it's broken, that's fine. Otherwise, I don't like secondhand tech at all. I'm not that brave. I've not had good luck with it, for sure. Did we fix the Patrick problem?
Do I want to put a glow on the keys? This is a design choice versus a problem.
That's how you know it's a rough. Let me try the scam friend of
Scams are a real problem. That's why others I hate buying secondhand things. Ugh.
And CPG are 5. Yeah, lower price, but yeah. The problem with those is like GPUs are okay usually, but usually the CPU and RAM are so tied to a motherboard. I would not buy a power supply that was used ever. No.
Like if I bought someone's entire computer, we could talk. Like I might buy your whole computer for a deal. I've done that before. But that's because we can fire it up and see it all works.
Okay, good luck.
Oh, nice.
I mean, most of the time things are probably going to be fine.
I definitely want to test any kind of tech beforehand, and even then, the deal's got to be so sweet for me to buy secondhand tech. Like, it has happened, but it was only because the deals were nuts, where I'm just like, oh, okay. I almost bought someone's rug. He had like the $1,000 model. He wanted to sell it for $500. But then I realized I have neck problems and didn't want to look down to use it. I was like, no, I don't think so.
I'd have neck issues.
My roommate also has one too, and he doesn't even use his. He's like, well, I have a PC. I was like, yeah, I do too. I don't need it. Maybe I don't put a thing on the keys. Maybe I just leave them as they are. Because then you can hide them a lot better if they don't have something on them. And that's kind of nice. Oof. I guess I can experiment a bit. Nothing wrong with that. We like to experiment here.
I have a 65-inch OLED in my living room. Nice. A little bit on the expensive side, but it's great now. Need a soundbar with them?
Oh yeah, they integrated sound of those. I don't even know why they bother.
They're terrible.
Yeah, I just... They could just save money on the tech. Just not bother to have it on there. Just assume you're getting a soundbar. Anyone dropping money on a 65-inch OLED is going to buy a soundbar. It's just one of those things.
I mean, there's people selling PS5s at a broken power supply that's only $50 to replace.
I mean, if you have a way to flip it and make money, hey man, make the money. Get that bag, right? As they say in the ghetto. Yeah, you might as well just get that money. Well, I don't know. Eh. I don't necessarily know much about those, so. Oh, fair enough. I used to like to tinker a lot more before all the health problems. Now I just have so many things I work on, and I'm just like, oh, the rest of the time I had to leave it alone too. I used to build people's computers for them too. It's been a long time since I've done that as well. To be fair, not many people have computers anymore. It's actually really rare. Like, the number of people I know who have computers that aren't, like, you know, enthusiasts. Like, there's plenty of enthusiast gamers that have them. But everybody I know who's not enthusiast doesn't have a PC. Often not even a laptop. They usually just have a tablet or a phone. Or both. It's an interesting thing to see the change in how that's happened. I noticed it a lot when people used to ask me to repair their computers all the time, and now I don't get a lot of that because the phones and tablets just have, you know, their built-in, you know, way to fix themselves for the most part. So they don't really, like, they're almost idiot-proof. Almost. You should throw it in the toilet or something. There are some idiots that find a way. About that. You know, there was that material. I wonder if that would look cool. Where were you? Were you it? No. I keep adding all this stuff, and then I forget about what it was that I added. Maybe this galaxy shader might be kind of cool. Like, what if I make the keys really, like, you know, stand out-ish instead of... Well, that may be kind of weird, but I might have to put it on here and test anyway, because, hey, you never know, it might be cool. Actually, maybe that is cool. Now I feel like it's from Disney. Like, Disney might just show up and sue me for using this key. You know, Poppet should hit people with a key, hear me out. It's a literal keyblade. It does look like a keyblade now. I don't know, I still don't have half the software that people need. Like chips or performance. Yeah, they're not good for content creation. They're just good for entertainment stuff. But most people don't do content creation. So that's why a lot of people just don't have things. Consider Philips Amber 85-inch, LG most good. I'm saying 83-inch. That's huge. It's so big. I have system now 20 clients, which is the worst. I mean, yeah, I'm too cheap for iOS. Stupid LG cursor is so good, you can't live without it. Today I learned that the stupid LG cursor is so good that I need to get it, so I can't, because I can't live without it. That's what I learned. I did not know this, but now I know. Not sure I like this. It looked way better when it wasn't in the smoke. What if I don't have smoke? What would it look like then? It's so bright. I hate it. Because everything's so dark. Like in this thing, it looks pretty good. Because you could see all the details, but man. Maybe. Yeah. That's right. Almost as big as the D. And these look so bright by comparison. Is this really the same material? It sure doesn't seem like it to me. Yeah? There's one that was a little darker, but the light on it's just a little too much. Oh yeah, it's 83 inches soft, of course. It's, one time it went hard, you know, and let's just say that building nearby, it didn't make it. Yeah, I gotta do this in a way that's not stupid. Too many things going on here. That was just too bright. Maybe if I edit the material. Random fainting, yeah. It literally requires all the blood in my body to be erect with that. It's so big. It sounded really good on paper, but this wish was terrible. I'm gonna duplicate this one and mess with it, see if I can adjust it. Uh-oh. Can't live without it. Now you actually like that? There's no winning here. Oh, is that the one? I know we like this. I could do that. Does that make it crazy? Well, it might make it crazy if I actually add it to the key. See, now that's better, because you can actually see it. Instead of it just being this bright white. You show, and I'm trying to control that cursor noise in. I see. Well, you won't miss the keys now. Be playing with materials here. Oh, it's still way too big for me. Trinket it. Maybe a little better. Oh, I see. So that's... Huh.
Top Shark's on Android at this point. They need to start making good single player games again.
I mean, it would be nice, but...
I mean, are they even making any games at this point? I haven't heard of anything, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm pretty out of the loop. Maybe the most out of the loop that is even remotely possible.
I could do red. I think I like that a little better. I definitely like it when it's more emissive for sure. I could actually grab one of the black ones. I don't know about that. Zero it out. The evil black keys aren't the worst.
Oh, the one that's right now? Let's see. Make games for VR and a hero shooter MOBA. They also partner with Rust Guy to make a Roblox Source 2. Oh, nice. I guess they have the Source 2 thing.
Huh. Alright, well maybe I should stick with this one then. Aha!
Oh, adding cat here.
Gotta be better than a key. It's just so hard to see things in this game, and I realize I need to be more fantastical. I mean, we've already established that toys come to life and fight to the death, so what are we really doing here if not being crazy? Is the blue better, or would it be better if I tint the key like red or something? That's a good question. Like a... well, you probably want a bright red, honestly. Thought it would show otherwise. I might send it back in a second if I don't like it, but you know. I'm experimenting.
Let's see. PC entire selling 20 million units, a couple with 10 good 6 games. Yeah, definitely.
Try gold on the key. Okay. I wish there was an easy way to select gold. That's kind of gold. It's kind of an orange. I don't know.
1 second. Maybe I can get the hex for gold. Gold hex code.
Okay, so they're saying this is gold, according to the AI.
You know, the AI is feeling pretty worthless as usual.
That looks just like mustard yellow. How about this? Is this closer to the color here? How about this going? Are you better? I mean, gold is pretty yellow. I don't know. I think I like the other thing a little better, but that's fine. That's the gold they recommend. Bit more red in the mix. Let me test it out. Seems a little better. Oops.
Pretty sure house codes in theory sure should be tuned to color. Often not. That's why Amazon Originals lock gas even though it's HR content.
I see. I thought they just looked at us because they were Amazon Originals. Oh shit! Nothing. No, Fallout was cool. That's about it though. I'll give Fallout credit. I don't know why I ran up and collected the key. I just wanted to look at the key. See if I liked it. I don't know if I like the black as much now because at a distance it just looks like weird things floating in space, I guess. Maybe I can make it more emissive.
Man, Castle was very bad with that. Shooting color banding on dark scenes because they are RGB.
Oh, I see.
I never watched that one. Doesn't matter how good it looks when they have terrible writing. Like, yeah,
I didn't bother to watch the Lord of the Rings thing. That's fair. I kind of like it, but I kind of want the it to be a bit more emissive around it, around the exterior of it, so it looks a little more solid. One big problem is this, like the black blends in with a lot of places in the game, so I don't know if you really want it to be completely like, see that now you can actually see the sides of it, I think, a little better, which is, I think, a bit better. I kind of wish the handle was a little more visible around the outskirts, like it had a better outline.
Netflix really pretty. That was about it.
I mean, you know, I like me attractive females, not gonna lie.
Also, hi, Shadow.
How's it going? Yeah, this key's not too bad. I do think that maybe if I could change the bordering around the outs, well, it's the same material, so it would just be me increasing this border, I think, until it's what I like. That probably makes it huge, right? You could. That was part of why I was putting this on here, to have a particle effect, but just a material on it, so it didn't really increase the cost of it. Are you good, you? Doing pretty good. Can't really complain too much. Feel pretty good for me, so, you know. Health problems seem like they're doing not too bad. I got myself a deep tissue massage today, so a lot of the really bad problems feel less bad. Really helps the muscles, which, yeah. He also said I was picking up a lot more muscle because of the fact that I've been doing all the PT. And if anybody would know, it's my massage therapist, because who do you think's massaging all the muscles all the time? Oh, deep tissue massage is most certainly painful. It's basically like a sports massage. It's there to fix problems by dealing with tight muscles that are yanking on bones and things like that. Whenever you have like soreness that doesn't go away, kind of things like that, and it's more for that kind of thing. Like, you pull like a muscle or something, that kind of stuff. It's the more beat up you are, the worse it's gonna hurt. The more you get them, eventually they stop hurting because your muscles are quite relaxed. So they feel not great during. And then the next day, you're usually like, there's a relief a bit afterwards, and then you're sore the next day, and then after that, you feel better more long term. So that's why I get them. Is I know that I'm gonna hurt tomorrow for it. I'm still feeling that relief because most of the pain is gone now. So while I am sore, the pain was so much worse that it seems like I feel better. Yeah. I wrote a skin pixel filter using hue space. It was simple, but worked well. Okay. I'm just getting to the other side of a major lower back issue myself. I couldn't walk this weekend. Bedridden. Oh, sorry to hear that. Sciatic pain. Subside now. You should try some deep tissue massage. You'd be surprised. Like, it really helps the muscles. Like I say, it's not going to fix any long-term, spinal issues, of course. But what it does do is it takes all those muscles that are yanking on your spine and relaxes them, which then provides relief because they're not yanking on your spine. Hear me out on this one. Yeah. Use a watch streak if you don't stream one day or only count during stream days. I think it's just if you show up every time I stream, you get a watch streak, right? Everyone say this, I'll be a total bitch and give it a try. It usually feels pretty decent. You'd be surprised. I don't know. The back can often feel good or bad. Usually initially, like when they first start in the area, it's not going to feel very good, but it starts to relax it a lot more. It starts not to feel bad. But like I said, the relief you get afterwards is so worth it. Oh my god. Can't begin to say how worth it is. Every penny, every penny. Your exoskeleton instead of big ass unit. Yeah, I hear you on that one. Yeah. Definitely a lot of why I was able to start walking again was after all those health issues was between deep tissue massage and chiropractic. And chiropractic works except for if all your muscles just keep yanking things back into location. It's going to keep pulling things right back out. You have to keep it more chiropractic. The two combine pretty well, I find. We've got a pretty cheap chiropractor who was only like $50 a session. She's really good too. I guess she's insured by Lloyd's of London. I didn't know Lloyd's of London insured chiropractors. And yet they do. Yeah, I would highly recommend that. And then physical therapy. If your insurance will get it for you. It's kind of expensive if your insurance won't get it for you, but physical therapy can do a lot of work for you too. Because I was like kind of needing chiropractic every 2 weeks, and then I went like an entire month. Well, it's almost been a month. I haven't had chiropractic since, and I've been doing pretty well from just physical therapy. One of the things they do, like for me, neck traction is really good, where they basically have a device that they put your head in like that, and they basically pull up on your neck the whole time and they let you sit there like that. They usually have heat on me at the time too, like heat pads. That helps a lot because it just uncompresses your spine a bunch. I've also tried the TENS unit. They use like they end the session with like cold packs like that and a TENS unit, which is basically like sends a little mini electrical shocks through that. I don't know if that helps. That one seems a little weird. But yeah, PT is pretty good. You're in excellent shape when you walk 4 hours a day. I'll bet. I figure about every hour I walk about 6,000 steps or something. Yeah, it's pretty much about 6,000 steps, so like that. So by that standard, if you're walking what I was on then, 2,400 steps a day is a lot. I'd probably be a lot healthier if I just did that. Alright guys, stream's over, gonna go walk in.
That's alright.
I got PG for my neck disc. Traction device is huge for you too? Yeah. I just tell them every day, so yeah, I want traction. Every day. Just give me traction. I need it. I actually just went to the doctor today and asked for an extension on my PT because I was just like, you know, I don't know what else you guys are gonna do. At least this helps. Right? Also, the hard floor, back muscles were fully relaxed in it. How do you even do that? Ugh, the thought of sleeping on a... Ugh. Things, I hate it. Hard floors. I remember once I tried to sleep on a tile floor. Mistakes were made. For sure. For sure. I want something that's pretty muted for these. I want something cool. What's this look like? What this? Oh, that's just too much. I don't like that crap. No thanks. Guess I show up some of these levels there. Only sucks the first 2 nights. Every time I sleep, it's a little rough if I haven't been worked on recently. Yeah. That's a level of toughness okay, I'm a wimp. I'm real wimpy. It's fine, I admit it. Complete sissy when it comes to sleeping on things. When I was younger, I could get away with it. I'm so young now. I can't get away with it like I once could. I get beat up by a bad chair, for God's sake. Yeah, these aren't gonna do. They're just so loud. I just want subtle. I need to buy more particles. I don't have very many good particles and I hate it. These look... I don't have a level for it. I don't even have a level for it. So easy to look at all the particles if you just open the level. Whoa. Man, all these are just so loud. I mean, the key's already going to stick out like a sore thumb. Sure doesn't need this crap. Laser beams.
Look.
Snotty beamed me twice last week. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for like Spaceballs 2 just to see how badly they ruin it. I was just thinking about that. I was like, wait, they're making a Spaceballs 2. They're so good at ruin that crap. I'm just gonna watch everyone make fun of it. I'm probably not gonna watch it if it's trash, but you know. That's true. Ground impact, gas explosion, environment, FX, maybe? Too lazy to order a mattress. Oh my god. I'm like the princess and the pea when it comes to things like that. I can tell you if there's even the slightest issue with the mattress. Oh my god. I don't know about putting black smoke on it. There's so much black on it already. If there was just a light, like, you know, faint sparkle or something coming off it. Just enough to kind of show it's there, but not so loud that you just go, oh my god, I can't not see it. It'd probably be pretty good, I think. The problem is there's already so much other fog. Like there's fog in all the rooms, things like that. There's just fogged place. Like the keys will be hard to see in that. It'll be... Like, I kind of overused it already. All these things are insanely loud. Like they'll be cool for bosses later or something for sure. When I go through, I can do a sweep for extra particles. Random cube. Yay! Almost everything they have in these things is like a spell. Like it's just everything wants to be a spell. It's like I don't need anything that loud. I just need faint little particles to just kind of accent it. That's all I need. Yeah, like look at how loud that is. Jesus. Cinematic weapons, appearance disappeared, blood pack. I don't know if I have any good VFX for this or not. Also, I've already made use of the of changing the material. And I could have a missive on the material, so I kind of just want little things just kind of flaking off it, you know? Like kind of what's going on with this book here, where it's just kind of little bits are coming off it, like that would be pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't think that that's what's happening here. Let me look at this. Some of these Niagara systems require all kinds of extra things here. I also don't understand Niagara very well, so I'll say it. Like, is there a mesh on this one? Mesh. Alright, there's a book right here. Let me duplicate this thing here. I'm gonna open up the edited one here. Is it on the top? And then I can go grab the key. I was working on it recently, and it's pretty weird. I feel like things are working inconsistently. I'm sure that's just my... Yeah. It's one of those systems where it's just one more thing to learn, and yeah, Nah, man. Nah. Like, if I'm falling down yet another rabbit hole, it just delays the game even more, and I really don't want to delay the game any more than I've already done, you know? That just seems like a bad life decision. But all too often, I just fall down that rabbit hole. I'm trying to be better about it. I have a key here. I could have just selected it that way, sure. Alright, so with that selected, I'm going to drag it into here and see what happens. But it's not actually what's selected. The key isn't selected. Hey, this key. I'm gonna have to add the material separately, directly onto the key itself. Doesn't look like it actually worked. Oh yeah, the verse thing. I wouldn't worry about it. This didn't work out at all. I'm going to talk about the thing about, you know, Epic and every idea is just think of all the stuff that they've tried to put in UE5, including Lumen and Nanite, and how it's not even ready now. And they were talking about Unreal 6. And you have Verse that isn't, you know, ready at all. It's only good enough for UEFN. How long do you think before it's actually production ready given Epic's schedule? Or do you think they just abandon it because nobody adopts it? None of the AAA companies are going to. No one's going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on that to switch that, so change all their pipelines. I'll be surprised if they even consider it before like 6.5. Which means you probably have a good 3, 4, 5 years. Hell, 6 isn't even out yet before they even think about it. But seeing as how it's basically a universally hated decision, I'll be surprised. There's a couple handouts, a couple standouts I like it. That might be interesting for the server physics thing. I imagine it's pretty good for servers since it's basically used for the UEFN, so it's got to be pretty good for that, I imagine. Of course, that's like the most WYSIWYG thing possible. UEFN is, so. Give it 10 years, it'll be adopted since it solves a real pain point. I don't know. I mean, if all the shit, if like Square Enix is still using UE4, 10 years for them to change everything? I think it creates a massive pain point by making the engine really inefficient to use for most people. Well, fixing a problem that really doesn't matter for most people. Because nobody does enough, you know, like they don't have thousands of people in their online games. They aren't making all these crazy huge things. That's just AAA companies that might do that. So basically nobody wants this. And then they take away the speed of, you know, deving with blueprints. So it's like, I'll be surprised if it doesn't just get sunsetted later. It never makes it. I mean, let's use UE5. The thing is, everyone's been trained in blueprints. Nobody's been trained in verse, and artists aren't going to learn verse. Essentially, it just doesn't bring anything to the table, but it slows everything down and forces a lot of retraining. So I'll be surprised if it ever makes production for anything besides UEFN. I think their plan to try to make Fortnite into Roblox will fail. Because people who show up to play Fortnite weren't looking to play Roblox. And if they were going to do it, they would have already done it with UEFN. After all, they've had the opportunity to do it already for years. Hasn't happened yet. Cramming an Unreal Engine isn't going to change that. Because it doesn't create demand. Could be wrong. Epic is kind of the patron saint of bad ideas, though, so. If you don't believe me, look at all the stuff that they always make in the engine and never finish. They're like, that was a terrible plan, and they just ignore it and move on to the next thing. I know them all too well. Man, every one of these things is just so ridiculous. I really just want a faint thing. Maybe I'm better off just sitting there editing this material to be a little bit more emissive, or maybe I just leave it. Because I don't have any particles that look even close to what I would want. Not really. Hey, Dirtlings. I am also making a game. Can I send a clip to get feedback from you? I mean, if you got like a YouTube link or something like that, I'm down to look. Maybe it should be red. A second. Hopefully your music's not copyrighted. I'm streaming on YouTube too, so that will make me very sad. Kind of reminds me more of soccer, but with walls, right? Or I guess football for the people not in the U.S. Because, you know, I guess because in like air hockey, players stay on their side and they hit the ball back and forth, right? But here you're actually chasing onto the other side, more like a game of soccer, and kicking the thing back and forth, and then you can just spawn walls. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, just what it actually reminds me of. It looks like an air hockey table, but it also looks kind of like a soccer thing too, I guess, in a way. Seems like it could be fun. You could probably use a little more something to it, I think, though. It's interesting. I was just thinking, like, you know, what if they were limited to their own side, and then, like, you know, when it's on the other person's side, they instead become a wall thing that they can place places to try to block it and bounce it. That's supposed to be able to directly kick it, like, you know, following it along with it all the way like that. So you turn it into an actual air hockey thing where you hit it on the other side, and then the other person, then they can, like, you know, that person can then become like a wall on the other side to try to move it. But it can definitely shift how it works. Like I say, it's really like soccer, but you can add walls. It's almost like adding another player, basically, like that just temporarily is there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just coming up with ideas. Not saying these ideas are good, just offering random thoughts on it. But it could be fun. It'd be cool if you could, like, fire walls onto the other side. Like, you actually have to shoot them onto there instead of being able to directly easily place them, but instead you fire them, try to launch them, and you can, like, hit the puck off those, like, try to position them that way. A little more randomness to it, I think. I guess a little more skill in having to, like, launch them, like, you know, to get them to land where you want. So, like, you know, you get the ability to place, like, a couple walls out there, and then you can also then, you know, hit the thing out there and try to bounce it off the things. Yeah. If you had teams, you could friend slop it pretty well. Two people, I don't know what friend slop works for two, but maybe. Does this have Sport Godot playing browser? Might be a good place to check on people. Maybe. Interesting indeed. I almost like the little galaxy things a little better just because they're easier to see. Galaxy tint. Really didn't do anything, did it? No. No, it's because this doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, this was so heavy. Is it better with a little bit of white so you can see it? Maybe a little bit less white. That's not even enough to matter. So the key has a little bit more substance to it. Maybe. Just being able to see what it is. Huh. It's unfortunate. It only works in the Windows build. See if they added stuff that will help me out here. Honestly, it's probably fine. I'm gonna see how it looks in a lot of places. I think I like it better with the extra outlining, so it looks like more of a key and not like a bunch of floaty stars. And how it looks in these other rooms. It's definitely an improvement for sure. It seems so much more special. A little more eye-catching too, so it's not so hard to find. Kind of looking at it against the backdrop of a bunch of different looking places to get an idea if it kind of works for all of them or not. I have to change the other key too for that matter, but it's definitely so much better, just so much more visible from a distance. You can, I mean, you can see the key from way back here. You know that key is there. Meanwhile, it's that gray thing, there was no hope. Or there's no key in this room. Or aren't I dumb? That's just so much better. Gotta change the little keys though. Oh man, it's not a little key. Oh no, the keys all use the same thing. Oh. Oh, that's true. I guess they would use the same. Because I was using the same material, I just used a different graphic. But what I can do... Oh, it's a small key. About the big key. So what I can do is I can just put it on here. And then with the other one I can go to this key here. And then just add this material onto it. What? Apparently zooming in is very tough. Why doesn't it show at that point? That's interesting, because it just says the same material. It should be the... Well, I have a better plan. No, it's not necessarily a better plan. It's more just a plan. So I'll have to replace all these keys. Unless I want the key to have the same material. since it doesn't like me just changing it on the mesh itself. How'd this material thing work? We don't have to change it on every single one of them if we do that though. Or I just duplicate it and change out the initial key and the material on it, and then I just replace all the times it's been used like that. Either way, I'm gonna have to do it on every single one of them. That's right. Never mind. Oops. Oh, everyone went quiet. Oh my god. Terrifying. Thought I missed a follower on Cake, and it turned out it was just the bot. It's always just the bot. Right. Rotating here. And the blueprint. Get on the screen so people can watch. That's right, it's governed by a rotation thing here. I never got the impression mobile gaming is collapsing. The gacha stuff was what was going down, and that was just because of what what Tim Sweeney was saying, like, that was the head of Epic. He was saying for the Fortnite thing is that they were losing money on those things, you know? They were not making what they used to. I said mobile gaming's doing fantastic, it's just on the up, so. He was saying it shrunk a bunch, and he was talking about it, yeah. You'd have to look at his actual address when he talked about those things. Because he's talked about it a bunch, but I don't exactly remember where he talked about it. But it was one of the things he was trying to deal with because Fortnite was making less money. And we know how it goes. It's all about Fortnite, right? Everything's about Fortnite. That's what Epic cares about, Fortnite. Something else is changing the size of this. Part 3. I mean, Fortnite can be played in mobile. And mostly said they laid off people who weren't related to actual development. What that exactly means, you know, I didn't look into it. I'll say it. I didn't care. I was like, whatever. It's all good. Yeah, so I don't need this one here. Focusing on Fortnite is focusing on yesterday's fading success, not focusing on... Yeah, well, that was kind of what the whole verse thing was, where they wanted everything... Fortnite to become Roblox. They really want Fortnite to survive, and I understand why. I mean, it's most of their engine, you know, like, what do you want? Like, it's most of their revenue, like, it's... Well, it's a lot of their revenue. That's why Unreal Engine exists. I'd win the lottery twice? Correct. We'll see how it goes. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna count them out, but I think that they really want them to succeed. That just doesn't really have a hope for it. Let's say it just doesn't really have a hope. Seems highly unlikely. But I don't know everything, so I am often wrong about all sorts of things. Small key shader. This one I can experiment with a different color. Yay! Oh. I thought that would be redder? Small key. Oh, I know what I can do it in here. How come the big one shows a replace material? Should be red. Is now. Haven't they spent like the expect to win again? Yeah. They don't, they'll be in more trouble than they already are. Yeah. I kind of want them to win because Unreal Engine exists because of them, but at the same time, I don't really want everything to be stuck inside of Fortnite. You kind of lost a short form video. It's the most popular game in the world. Yeah. That's the problem. There's a whole lot of dumb people out there. Short form video doing great. Not much of a fan, really. Oh, that's a different color. My gosh, it's like from the 80s.
Isn't back to every movie? The birds are very person. Yeah. I swear a lot of those old sci-fi movies and like that were just, you know, blueprints for the future. I'll say it. Now it's the America key. America. Yeah. I mean, it's not totally ugly, but it looks weird for purposes of this, for sure. Not the most ideal. Well, those are super bright. Can't handle that. No good. It's terrible. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, look how many stars are on that one. Oh, God. Maybe a little bit in between there. Hey, CRTs. Yeah, it's painful. Anyone with like this big white thing like that, you put that on there, and it's like the ugliest thing in the world. It's like it's too much, too much. Can't handle. Would die. Maybe I should have stuck with the gold. Kind of want to be different though. I don't really want to be the same. Do like a blue key. I'm just shifting all the numbers on here. But it's more fun to look at the key anyway. Also, the professional layer is what makes it more that professional hue shift. Wait, there's a hue shift? What do? It does nothing. I hate it. Professional invert. We inverting? Oh. Well, that's interesting. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Me the blue keys. Well, it's easy to see at least. Waiting for it to save. All right. Not a very easy place to stand here. Let's throw it down in the fog. He'll look great. Too calm music for this room. I can't say I like it very much. It's just too much white. I think I'm going to backpedal these stars a little bit to a few less of them. Yeah, I think it's better with the less stars. Less is more in the world of stars. Yeah, kind of like having a secondary color. Get the little red in here instead of the just the blue and the white. Mm. Now the boxes you open are going to seem so mundane by comparison to the ridiculous things going on here. Yeah, well. Nah. Maybe I like that better. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan either. Yeah, Fortnite's on mobile. Yeah. Mobile's where you get the most people, for sure. Of course, your game has to be, you know, not something like this. You know, I probably should have been a little farther away so I didn't auto-collect the key. I just want to see how it looked when I was running around the world. I'll have to go change every key, too. It's okay. Once I change them, I can change their looks just one time. I don't really like this that much. I don't know. I guess it stands out, but it doesn't stand out as well as I want it to. It kind of does. That was good for marketing budget support it. It's not good for any. It kind of depends. I mean, I've seen indie games succeed on it. It's just there's a lot of competition. But to be fair, there's a lot of competition on Steam too. So, you know, it's what it is. You're gonna have a hard time everywhere if you don't have a good marketing budget. Doesn't make a huge difference otherwise. So my plan of hope streams in the 12-pack is probably not going to work out very well. That. Do they? I never looked at it, so might be good. I figure I got to build up hype using streaming and social media first, and then yeah. I'll sleep for now. It's fine. It's not great, but it'll do. 20K games per year? No. Well, you gotta keep in mind that a lot of those 20K games are complete and utter dog shit. Nobody cares about them. They just weird flips and things like that. So those really just get ignored. But actual quality games getting put on there is not that high of a number for sure. And if your game looks quality, I mean, you can tell the difference when you see quality versus not. Like it's kind of apparent. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, most games fail. I'm saying most games are just trash. A lot of people just put their game there so they can put it on Steam. Like, you know, you'd be surprised how many games are just on Steam because people wanted them there. Plenty of random, you know, streamers and other people in the various game dev communities I've, you know, been part of literally just put their game up because they can. They just pay the $100 with no intention of making money back. Wild. Sometimes they just put it up for free. Imagine paying $100 just so people play your game. With no intention of any money whatsoever. Just to literally pay $100 for nothing. That's wild. Would not do. No. Hey, whatever makes people happy, right? I ain't here to judge. Okay, maybe a little. Okay, a lot. Your judgment. Oh my god, judgment. This is like the Hall of Records. Why does it...
when I search for it, it comes up with additional wording on it. Interesting.
These meal costs only 75 billion out of the 17 billion. He's not here to ship. Yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Many people just play all their old games. Their libraries are huge, man. Like, I don't even look at new games coming out. My wish list is just me helping people out with wish lists. Like, nothing on my wish list is actually anything I want to play. I think I've seen like one indie game that I was really excited about. But helping people out's cool with me, you know, it's matter to me. I've got so many games in my Epic library. I mean, I don't even look at my Steam library. I mean, I bought Alice Madness Returns for 99 cents recently on Steam. I think during the previous sale, not this one. Yeah, not many, but to be fair, that's still a lot of people. And the other thing that people have this weird impression is that if your game doesn't immediately make money, that your game has failed. But believe it or not, you can actually keep supporting your game and adding to it, and keeps kicking it up there as more people start to see it. You can start, like, you know, you can build an audience. I've seen people do it. Your game doesn't just instantly fail, just starting over and hoping you strike it rich. You can make a game really good over time. And that's actually probably a lot more my plan. Or anything else. I'm just not well known. I don't expect to just, you know, have lightning just strike right when I need it to. It's not realistic. This is also a hobby. I don't even need the money from it. Don't get me wrong. If I get money from it, then I'll make more games. But I don't know. I'm like that person who wants to put their game on Steam just so people play it. Even though I just said I don't know anyone does that. Listen, I don't know what I'm doing talking about anymore. I just do things. Yeah, it's fine, you know? I'm just gonna keep working on my game, make my game real good. Real good. If it doesn't so well initially, hopefully people see me working on it, and when they're able to just test it, they'll be like, this is awesome. Because right now they can't really test it. Once I finally released it, I can keep working on stream. People can see it and go, oh, go test it. Tell their friends. I do have an advertising mechanism in the form of streaming. Before all the health problems, I was actually pretty popular. I have to rebuild it again. I keep having to do that, build up my streaming thing, and then I end up having to stop because of health problems, and then the cycle continues. Wait, this is a normie key. I like the normie keys better. Might make the other ones the same type of look. I don't know. Successful game scales exponentially with every new game you release. Just using decent number of developers. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to be successful, a bunch of small games is the right way to go. I think we can all agree that's just the better choice. If that's really what you were trying to do, you want to make it like that, you have less investment in each thing you have to do, you know, you're just more likely to succeed. But hear me out. I'm a delusional indie, you know, or a delusional, like, you know, hobbyist who decided to make his game and put it on Steam, okay? Like, I have no defense for my stupid choices.
90% of developers never release a second game. It's fair. Second game, a 16% chance. There is third. No.
Well, those are all exciting numbers, but I'll be happy if I just release the one game, to be honest. I'll say it. I'll be happy if I release the one game. And I'm going to do everything I can to make it awesome. And then hope that people see that and go, you know, this game is awesome, and tell their friends. And if not, well, Tried. Which room was this? I switched these two and it messes me up to this day. Hey, it's called... It's the waiting room, right? Yeah. We saw the games, all of them. Good plan. If you just release them all, you win. I don't know what you win, but you win some. Not really as good, like, with just a lower investment of time, you know, if you can shoot out a game in 3 months, it doesn't gotta make that much money for you to be doing good. Meanwhile, my game that I'll probably be working on for 3 years has to make, you know, 10x the amount. Steam revenue guesser? What's a Steam revenue guesser? Man, oh, okay. I went to these one of the little ones here. I opened this one earlier. It looks... I mean, this one here works. Maybe that one. Link it in all the chats. Not that I think many people watch the other ones, but... I don't have any Steam reviews, so I don't even know what to guess, but you know. If that's their estimated, you know, on a $15 game, that's pretty good. Hmm. Grave's throwing a fit. Hmm. What this?
Do you think you can guess the review count of a random game on Steam? I wrote a Chrome plugin that hides the real review count of a game, and instead you see this right here. You get a multiple choice question with 6 possible answers, and you have to guess how many reviews does this game have. How many reviews a game has is a very direct proxy for how successful a game is. So this game is kind of...
But why would I
can you
want to
just
guess
from looking at a game,
the
can
number
you
of
guess
reviews?
how successful the game was? Let's play this one, for example. So we're not allowed to look at the real review count. We have to guess how many
I'd rather
reviews
check
does
the
it have.
review
You're,
count
of
and
course,
then
allowed to check
estimate
out
what the money
price.
is and move on.
It's free. It came out in 2025. Let's see if it has a trailer. Okay, this could already be a positive outlier. So there are not, if you go to a random game on Steam, usually they'll have very, very little reviews. This one looks competently made. It's horror. So I will give this one 540 maybe?
Reasonable.
No, it has 146. So I was wrong with my guess there. So now you get the idea of the game. And I also implemented this button here. Steam usually does not have this button. This next game button brings you to a completely
Yeah, but you can
random
pick any game you
on
want and
Steam.
find the number of reviews.
Let's see where
it
it
has.
takes us. Sphere game, epic. This alone is already interesting. Just the option to get to a random game on Steam. It really shows you how many, sorry to say it, trash games there are on Steam. And I have to give as a little asterisk here,
I don't want to
And
see all the
this was a bit
trash
of a
games on
harsher
Steam.
video. I don't know how else to frame this. Like,
It looks bad.
I'm not looking to shame any other developers or anything of the sort.
No,
I'm
you should
just being
shame bad games.
very extremely
You should.
honest, right? So obviously,
Otherwise they'll
with,
keep
like,
making
a
'em.
ball-rolling game here, something like this, releasing that in 2021.
And this is less fun than Marble Madness back in the arcade days.
Reviews, and that is indeed correct. So this is not me hating on the developers. This is me just trying to guess the correct number. For example, for this one, I don't really even have to look at it too closely. I think this has 0 reviews,
Yeah.
and that is also correct. I'm sorry, it hurts me. It hurts.
See, remember,
it really hurts me.
20,000 games a year, right?
Clear,
But
I
look at the games that are re-releasing.
this game a little bit.
Oh, this one looks like it
Oh,
did
look, this
okay.
is interesting.
Yeah.
This could be a positive outlier.
That's
So
a
the
cool art style.
Positive outliers are the real challenge, because you can guess a lot of games right, but just by clicking the lowest one. Most of the time, it's just the lowest one. But the real challenge is,
I'll see what this
can
one
you
is.
spot the positive outliers.
I guess it is kind of an interesting,
This
fun game
could
there.
be a positive outlier. Let's check
I'm gonna go
out
with the
trailer.
6,000 mark. Does look pretty nice.
By the way, in case the audio is muted anywhere in this video, that means I got copyright striked and I removed
Oh,
the
cool.
audio. So if there's
He did
audio
it for
missing
me.
anywhere, don't worry.
Doing on YouTube kind of sucks for that because, you know, I have that as well. That potential audio issues. I almost hate watching people's trailers for that reason. Yeah, there's probably at least 6,000 reviews, maybe more.
So the trailer does not have sound effects, which is a bit suspicious. Let's check out the price. It's early access and it's 13 bucks. It came out in 2023. Alright, so I'm pretty sure it's not 4 reviews. It might be
Could be 751.
72, but I don't think so.
It looks way
Because
too
it
nice
looks
for that.
very competently done.
See how good I'm
and
at
it has
guessing.
a
I'm terrible
publisher.
guessing, so, you know.
It has 2 publishers. So
Two
I think
publishers.
this one has probably 750 reviews or more. Story-rich shooting game. Let's check out the other trailer. It's quite pretty.
I say with graphics like this, I just expect the game to have way more reviews. Playing the guessing game, playing the guessing game, playing...
I'm almost
Trailers are kinda
tempted
boring,
to
though.
give it 6,000. By the way, you can of course try to guess along. I think I will lock in. I think I'm gonna go with 750.
Oh, nope. I was way
Who's
off.
the greatest? Rob, this is one,
Nice.
I think. Lock it.
You can have a thumbs up for that. I don't think I'll actually be going out of their way to do that myself, but hey, you know, whatever works for people. Oh, did I delete that key without putting the name of the one in? Yeah. Just there. That's fair. I'm not going to chase any trends. I'm just making the game that I'm making, and it either sells on Steam or it just doesn't. It's really that simple. That's my entire plan. Is it a good plan? No. Not a good plan at all. Is it what I'm doing? Yeah. As you know. Alright, this is actually... Never mind, this is supposed to be in the waiting room. I don't know why I'm adding it to the magician thingy. I'm glad I put the thing in here though, because now I know the actual one is supposed to be. I'm just a delusional hobbyist who really decided that his game was... He just wanted to make it. Yeah, make a good game. Like, that's what sells on Steam, and being somewhat unique and interesting helps too. Like when I started looking at the trailers for that game, it looked a lot more boring. It had a really nice looking art to it, but the gameplay looked pretty generic. And I was like, oh. Pretty graphics don't necessarily, pretty graphics really don't sell a game at all. Plenty of AAA slop doesn't sell well at all. I mean, sure, it sells a lot of versions by comparison to everyone else, but they also invest millions of dollars in advertising it, so Crystal Galaxy tells people to make horror and city builders. It's terrible.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever really bad to make horror, because horror is much wider of a genre than a city builder. Like a city builder, there's really limited things you can do with a city builder. Horror is just all over the place. If you're really lucky, you make a passable horror game on itch.io and then Markiplier plays it. Because he'll play some real crap. You ever see his, like, you know, horror games number whatever series where he's got like over 100 videos like that? He just plays garbage. And those people are getting millions of views on that garbage. I'm just like, Jesus. The things that, like, you can get away with some real trash in the horror genre. Don't do what I'm doing. Never do what I'm doing. This was a mistake. And never make some big, huge, sprawling 3D Metroidvania, God knows what. Don't do this to yourself. Yeah, well, that's the thing. AAA is really, has no creativity. They play it too safe, and then they toss in some political stuff, and pretty soon nobody likes their games. Really that simple, is, you know. Make your game fun, make all your characters hot. Done and done. I'll make your main character hot. I mean, you can make the characters you're beating up ugly if you want, that's fine. Though if we've seen with the horse girl thing, apparently it really is just make your characters hot. Hear me out on this one. Seems to be the case. I'm trying to remember where all these keys are. I have a list somewhere. I should probably look it back up. Some of these musics are really weird. I guess to be fair, it's just a complete hodgepodge of stuff off of a Humble Bundle. And if something is super annoying, I delete it. I might delete this one. I don't like it very much. I don't like a lot of medieval music. I used to like medieval stuff when I was a kid. Not so much now. It's fun. People won't buy it, but it's too similar to Game 5 ago. I don't know. Fun's usually the #1 selling factor. People never go, oh my god, this game is too fun. Nobody says that. So that's like the #1 thing. Make your game fun. People will play the ugliest thing in the world if it's fun. Here's will be hot. Lady with thick thighs, prosthetic spine, arms, legs running into the space. Sprinter clothes, like, yeah. It's definitely the thing, you know, if your character's a kind of character that has to run around and do parkour, they're gonna have to be in pretty good shape. Parkour is hard on the body. Everyone I've talked to who does it usually has injuries, but they'll tell you it's just like, this is really hard on the body. Not fun for the sequel, the same as, yeah. Well, that's not necessarily true. You gotta, I mean, if the game is a fun game, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the game is fun, nobody complains about that. So a sequel can be fun. You just have to do something with it to make it fun. You can't just crap out the same game. That isn't gonna work. You gotta take your formula and run with it a little harder to make it interesting. Where's the next key? Okay, I was like, there's only like 5 or 6 of these things. By the way, there's one in there. I have 6 of them, I think. I mean, you can recycle mechanics and make them fun. Oh, there's a whole Castlevania Symphony of the Night genre of, you know, games where they just recycled all kinds of mechanics. I still found almost all those ones fun. They add other things too. They expand the mechanics too. That's the difference. Like, you can't just release the same game. But if you expand upon mechanics that were previously fun, they can be fun again, you know? Some of the Final Fantasies were fun, but they also tried to innovate their systems, but some of the innovations were terrible. That's the downside of innovating. Sometimes it doesn't work out. And then you get things like 12 and 13 that were just complete dog shit.
And that's just not great. Not great at all. Resident Evil, like I enjoyed, I think I played 2, 3, and then Code Veronica, and I didn't make it to Code Veronica because it was the same game. It was really dull. I was like, this is the same game. I think I struggled to even get through 3. I just... Nah, like it was cool the first game that I played. 2, I enjoyed. I never played 1. But yeah, it was so samey that I don't know how the series survived. It's really dull. But horror can get away with a lot of trash, so you know. Very hard and risky to come away with novel mechanic. Yeah. You can have multiple mechanics. I mean, like, you know, if you already have a good mechanic, you just can expand upon it. I know in later versions of Castlevania games, they started making it where you could steal souls from enemies and get abilities off those instead of just having, you know, the basic bitch weapons that they had. And that was a way cooler method of doing it. And later on, you started casting spells where you're like, we're drawing on the screen with the DS. That was terrible. They should never have done that. That game was awful. I hated that one. So sometimes they failed. They tried. Yeah, Bethesda can't figure it out. That's why the next game is never coming out. It's never coming. The next Elder Scrolls is never coming out. It's just, it went like a decade since they spoiled it or something. Yeah. All they did was show a logo. Yeah, good job, guys. I mean, it's been a long time on Skyrim, so to be fair. And they don't have to reinvent the wheel. They really don't. They just need to expand upon it, because, I mean, Skyrim was just a better version of Morrowind. Actually, it was a better version of Oblivion. And Oblivion was a better version of Morrowind, so... They could just, you know, add in a bit more, you know, interactive combat instead of just, you know, hit with weapon and have endurance bar and... Yeah. That's fair. I mean, also in the meantime, they made other games, right? Like when they were working on Skyrim, I don't think they were working on any other games. They had the Fallout games as well. And, is there something else they were making? I don't remember. Probably fair. Oh, yeah, Starfield. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I mean, the amount of time they probably invested in Starfield is probably why it took so long. You know, it's taking so long to make, you know, the next Elder Scrolls. They probably dropped like 5 years into Starfield. It just was crap because it... Honestly, they left their wheelhouse of what they were used to doing and tried to do something so totally left field that it just... I don't think they had the expertise to make it work. I didn't play it. Just people dogged on it. I saw videos of it. That was good enough for me. To be fair, as a game dev, I really don't have as much free time as some other people might. You know, for purposes of gaming anyway. I could, but then my game takes even longer to finish, so kind of each their own moment, for sure. This is the last key. We'll find out. We'll definitely find out. But I think they're just kind of making Fallout games because they're easier to make. Because shooters are way easier to make than any kind of, you know, melee combat systems. Because all you need, I mean, there is a melee combat system, but for the most part, there's a lot less things you do in that. Also, people keep buying the re-releases of Skyrim, so there's almost no reason for them to make another another Elder Scrolls game if people are going to keep paying them for that. Hear me out on this one. It seems kind of dumb to invest when they can resell the other one like 40 times over. Kind of gross that they can do that. I guess to be fair, this doesn't need to be in both floors. It only needs to be in the second floor. I think there's one more in Charlotte's room. Thankfully, I haven't really placed many of these
They just open these cases in the various places and get a level up. It's possible there's one in here. Yep. I might take a quick bio break after I do this. Need more water to drink. It's possible I probably should wrap up my stream anyway. It's already after 3 hours. I am trying to avoid more health problems for sure. I have been getting almost 2 hours of exercise every day though, so. My mattress? Yeah. I'm good on that one. I couldn't even sleep on just the mattress. I needed like a memory foam pad on top of that too. My back was just like, no, why? Yeah. But yeah, I think I will wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out, Adolf. And ID, thanks for hanging out. And Nexus, if you're still watching, all you. I'll be back tomorrow. About 3 hours and 25 minutes earlier than this, so if you're bored, I'll be here. Catch everyone later.